Elsie.
And I'm Debbie.
And we're two sisters Southern cooking.
It's Debbie. So guess what? I am going to show you how to make homemade butter that will last you for several weeks in your refrigerator. It's all about making it sanitary so it will stay, because if you leave any of the buttermilk that's going to be left over from your heavy whipping cream, it can sour your butter and mess it up. So you don't want that. Also, we're going to be putting salt into this. I'm going to be putting in probably about half of this at a time, because I want about maybe about a third to a half of the bowl so it doesn't slosh over. And when I'm done, I'm going to be rinsing our butter in water to get all of the impurities out, and we're going to pour the rest of our buttermilk into a jar or something, or add it to our buttermilk so we can use it. Alright, so we're going to get started. I'm using the whisk right now, and this here is going to be going at probably about a lower speed. I don't want to put it up too fast, because if you put it up too fast, it's going to really slosh everywhere and make a big mess. But this takes about 15 minutes for me to mix butter. So when it gets to this stage of where it is looking like it's turning a little bit and it's getting a little thicker, I'm going to take the whisk off and put the paddle on. So let's get started. Wow. I have 2 quart size containers of heavy whipping cream that I got from Walmart. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this, and I'll show you the whole process. Hey, we're back, and it's time to change the whisk to the paddle, because as you see here, we are just right at that coagulation stage. I'll show you here that we need to be able to get a little more of the arm power here, so we need that with the paddle. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that on here and put that in here. I'm also going to, at this time, add in probably about 2 teaspoons of salt, because I did put in 2 quarts of heavy whipping cream. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this and continue to watch this process, because when it separates, you're going to hear it and it's going to go ka-thunk. I discovered making butter by accident because I left the mixer on for too long, and I was trying to make heavy whipping cream, and I ended up hearing it go like that, and I realized that something happened, and I realized then I made butter. So let's get started. Hey y'all, so Elsie just poured off the buttermilk from the butter. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set that aside, because we need to, let me just make sure there's no pieces of butter that I can salvage from that. Alright, and I'm just going to take all of this here and just put it in here. There's going to be a couple things that I'm going to do now. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to squeeze more of the liquid out of it. Then I'm going to put it in my water to rinse it, and that will help to keep the buttermilk from making the butter sour. Alright, so I'm going to take it and put it in there, and I'm going to take the rest of this here, the other butter that's in here, and I'm going to massage it together just like I did with that one, squeezing out the liquid. Make sure you have clean hands with this. All right. We need to wash this off if you want to preserve it. So what you're doing is you're going to rinse it and get all of the excess. I'm going to break this in half here because we're going to put these in, either we're going to put them in plastic or we're going to put them in a bowl, and we can use this butter here. And actually the salt content in this butter is amazing. So I'm going to take that one and put this in here and rinse it again. I may have to rinse it up to 3 times just to let you know. But look how much cleaner it looks. What do you want to put it in?
In a bowl.
Okay. We're going to rinse it one more time. I'm going to go get fresh water and rinse it one more time. I'm just draining off any of the excess buttermilk, and see, I'm just cleaning it off. And then we're going to rinse it and squeeze out any excess liquid out of it. We'll put it right there. It's pretty cool that you can do your own butter with something that cost, this here will give you enough butter to last you for at least a week or 2, and you can use it like that. But we're going to be using it tonight on our rolls, our breadsticks. All right, so here I'm going to go through here and just try to pick up the little excess pieces and just squeeze it in there. All right, give me a moment and I'll be right back. We're going to get some fresh water and then we'll rinse it one more time, and then we should be clear. Once it's clear, we're good. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to drop it in here to do its final rinse, and see how much cleaner it looks. It looks a lot cleaner. I'm just going to squeeze it. Make sure we get all of the buttermilk out of it. Make sure it's all clean. Now, if you're doing it the same day that you're going to be eating it, you don't have to do this, but if you want to preserve it, you have to do this. Make sure that your water is cold and not hot, because it can help melt the butter, and you don't want to do that. Make sure you have a clean bowl. I'm just going to push it down into our bowl. You will know when your butter is separating because it made a god-awful mess in here. And I usually make smaller batches of butter when I do it, so I wasn't used to it shooting across the room. It was quite the mess. All right. All right, so we'll go ahead and push that down. And we'll work on the last piece here. So what we're going to do with our buttermilk that we have left over, excellent for baking. It's not like regular cultured buttermilk, but you have a lot of nutrients in it that is just amazing. That is great for baking. It's good for cooking, and you can bake a nice cake with it because it has a lot of deliciousness to it. So So I'm going to put this in here and we're going to smooth it out. And now tonight we're going to put this on top of our new recipe for breadsticks. And we're going to put that on there tonight. And now we have butter. All right guys, we're going to go ahead and put this in a container and we're going to use it for cooking. Hey y'all, it's Debbie. So it is time for us to pull up our butter. So I'm taking about 2 tablespoons of our butter and I'm going to put it into our little cup. I'm going to put it in the microwave and warm it up. And it's going to melt and then we can put it on top of our breadsticks. And that's all she wrote. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the microwave and we'll be back in just a couple moments.
I'm Elsie.
And I'm Debbie.
And we're Two Sisters Southern Cooking.
Please like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you.